E-conomic was originally thought by Mr. Jacob Wendt back in the end of the 90s. He was an accountant with quite some experience in that. He had the idea about the sharing of the accounting system between the accountant and the client themselves, and using the web for that purpose. And initially there were some thoughts about doing with some client server setups, etc. But gradually, as the technology forwarded, it became obvious that there was only one way of doing it, which was basically doing it through the web. So what we have accomplished now is a totally web-based accounting system, ERP system, if somebody wants, mainly for the smaller segment in the market. This means it's a standard product. However, a standard product with quite some features. It holds currency, it holds stock management, it holds project management for planning, etc., etc. We even have electronic scanning of invoices for automatic bookkeeping of invoices. That's where we are today, technology-wise. Going back again, I joined the company in 2001, and Jacob and I, we formed a team. We are the main owners of the company. 2 other employees in the company hold the rest, but we have about 85% of the company together. The company is 100% financed by Jacob and myself. Until now, we have no final investors in the company, and we are really trying to keep it that way. Nobody believed back. We were looking for capital, actually, back in 2002, 2003. Nobody believed in the idea, so we had to fund it ourselves, and we did that. And we are very happy about that today. We launched the product back in 2003. We were 3 employees at that time, Jacob, myself, and a programmer, basically. And it was a very hard time, because it was very close after the collapse of the IT bubble. Nobody really had the thing about the internet. Is it going to stay? Is it going to enlarge? Or what's going to happen in that? Small IT companies. Would I like to trust all my confidential business data in a system that is actually being maintained by a small company that might be bankrupt tomorrow? And we faced a lot of challenges into that. We dealt with that contract-wise by actually doing the hosting of the system itself outside the company with a third party, so that even though we would go bankrupt, people would still have 3 months really to run the system further and to take out the data. And that was really, if we hadn't found that solution, we probably wouldn't have taken off. We presented this system to many customers, companies. We presented to a lot of accountants, because it's also a way for accountants to work together with their clients. And everybody said it was a great idea. But I think, like many other startup companies, everybody, pat their backs and say, great, go ahead, etc. It's really great, but I'm not really going to buy it anyway, but go ahead with your idea. And that was really what we felt. 2003 was a hard year. Suddenly we had expenses, we had to fund more. But then gradually during 2004, we started getting customers on the system. E-conomic is a subscription model. People don't pay anything when they subscribe. They just pay a quarterly fee, which is in US dollars, it would be approximately $35, $40 per month they are actually paying, which is very small money, even for a smaller company, which means that the increase in our turnover is going very, very slowly. The good part about this is that really whenever people are signing up, they're really staying there, and they just keep on paying. And that's the situation we are facing today. I think during 2003 we had about 100 companies signing up. Most of them being friends, word of mouth, being spread around to people we knew. Probably half of them would run it for free. But just really to get it up and going, and to get in contact with some of the accountants that are really our direct customers, We are having this, they are working as our resellers, because what we do, we go and tell the accountants, here's a great way you can work together with your customers. Please tell them to use E-conomic. And that's how things work today. So during 2003, we had about 100 people subscribing to the system. I think during 2004, we might have had about 400, about that level. And then 5, 6, it went okay. And now we are at the level where we have, I think this year we expect 5,000 customers to subscribe to the system in Denmark.